Okay, so let's go for it, shall we? So evening, everybody. It is, God, what's the date? I've forgotten already. Sunday, 20th of November.
20.
And this is a very, very different Dram A day. It's a bit of an experiment to see whether I can actually do something slightly different and get other people involved, because you viewers might not be getting sick of me rabbiting on, but I'm getting a bit bored sat on my own every night or every other night. So I'm trying a Google Hangout YouTube live thing. And somewhere over there in Cumbria is Maltman Mike. Hello.
Hello, people. Can you see me? Can you hear?
Yeah.
Excellent. Superb stuff.
So I'm hoping the technology works. I do apologize if the quality is not as good or it all goes a bit wrong. At the moment, I've got a laptop and an iPad, and the laptop is really clunky, so that's streaming it, but hopefully this is working. So let's crack on, because I'm quite looking forward to this one, and I'm also a little bit hesitant because I've just opened the miniature that I've got and it's not looking good.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so we'll see. So Glenfarclas. So I delayed this slightly because I knew we were going to do this with you. But the reason I thought Glenfarclas would be a very good one is you have done recently on your videos every Glenfarclas pretty much.
It did appear to be so, but no, it wasn't every single one. There's other oddity bottlings out there that I didn't get to do. Like I think it's a 175, which I saw in Denmark last couple of weeks ago. Haven't done the 30, haven't done the 40 either. So not everything, but most.
Near as damn it though, eh?
Sorry?
Near as damn it though, yeah?
Not far off.
Yeah. Okay. So it seems as good an opportunity as any for you to remember what the 10-year-old was like. So I just want to keep this really simple and basically do exactly the same as I do in every video. Little bit of history behind it, stick up a map, stick up a couple of pictures, and then we'll taste it together. Now, I have noticed that this miniature was part of a sort of large acquisition that I managed to obtain, and it is an old bottling. So I think this is probably about 1990s. And I got in touch with Glenfarclas and said, look, is it going to be massively different? And they were like, no, we've made it consistent all the way through. So I'm hoping it is, but my only fear is if you look at the fill level, it's not brilliant. So yeah, so I'm a little bit fearful, but I suppose it's a good thing that you're here, Mike, because if this is knackered, as I'm hoping it's not, at least you'll be able to tell us what it's really like. Yeah.
What was my miniature?
Yeah. Is that a miniature, or is that just perspective? So you've done that trick before with the Hague Club, where I thought you bought a full bottle.
Oh, the two, on the wall.
Yeah. Cheeky swine. So Glenfarclas, which is, I'm going to try and put the map up and not cover up anything, is here, which is in the foothills of Benrinnes. It translates from Gaelic as Valley of the Green Grasslands, and it was founded on a farm. The name of the farm I can't remember, Dilly Creek or something, by a guy called Robert Hay in 1836. And after he died, the farm and distillery were actually left vacant because there was no family to hand it down. And a gentleman called John Grant, who was a cattle breeder, bought the farm and the distillery in 1865, essentially as he almost needed like a stopping post between where his original farm was and the market town of Elgin. So because he wasn't that bothered about the distillery, he let it out to a guy called John Smith, who had Glenfarclas distillery for 5 years before leaving to set up Cragganmore. And the Grant family took it back over in 1870 and actually split ownership with a company called Patterson, Elder and Co. And if you've watched my majority of my other Speyside videos, you'll know that I've talked about the Patterson crisis in sort of 1899, 1900. And this is the same Pattersons that caused this financial meltdown and destroyed a load of distilleries thanks to their, shall we say, Trump-esque kind of fritterization of money and just elaborate advertising and everything like that. So in 1900, they went bankrupt, and the Grant family set up a company called J&G Grant and took over full ownership of the distillery in 1900. And they have had it in their family ever since. And is it the only family-owned distillery, or is it one of the very, very few that's left?
That's a good question. I think it's the latter.
Yeah, I think there's one or two, but there's certainly not many. So at the moment, the chairman is John L.S. Grant at the moment, isn't it? And it's his son George. So George is the sixth line of the family, or sixth generation. That's the word. Yeah. So he's basically next in line for the ownership. So very, very highly regarded, very well reviewed. It's one of those distilleries that, for donkey's years, has people just hold it in really high esteem because of quality, because of care and attention to detail. It was one of the first distilleries that opened a visitor centre in 1973, and it's not like they're experimental, but they just do things properly. So that's really about it in terms of the distillery itself, unless you can think of anything that you want to add, Mike.
Well, not really. You've been really handy, because I tried to do a few bits of history on videos and things like that, and I'm not very good at that kind of thing. And then the Dram A came along, and all the history was covered. Like, excellent! I can just be a nutter and do my reviews. So, no, you've covered that.
So I'm doing all the hard work for you. Thanks a lot, mate. Yeah, thanks. No, so let's get on with the tasting then. So I'll stick a picture of the bottle up now, even though Mike's got the latest version. So you're looking at about the Whisky Exchange is selling this for 32 quid. Amazon are selling it for 32 quid. Tesco apparently at the moment have got it for 37. But obviously in the run up to Christmas, it wouldn't surprise me if, particularly at somewhere like Tesco, it went down to about 30 quid, if not maybe even 28. It's not available absolutely everywhere, but it is relatively easy to find. So I am just going to do my 25 mils. Have you got yourself a nice healthy measure there, mate?
Yeah, I've got a weekend measure. Good
on you, mate. So no colouring is added. I think my camera might be a little bit bright on the YouTube live thing, so it might be a little bit, but if that's a 10-year-old and no colouring's added, and that is a lovely sort of rich ochre colour. It's absolutely glorious.
Absolutely, it says in the back of the bottle, not just the bottle here as well. It's natural colour. So for a 10-year-old, as you're saying, it's a hell of a colour.
It's super dark, isn't it? It really is.
Barley.
So this is where I'm starting to worry a little bit, but it's not too bad on the nose for me. It's a little bit more spirity than I would have hoped for, but it's not woody. It's not like, real kind of licking a cabinet type thing. So I'm hoping it's not lost too much of its characteristics. But what are you getting on the nose, Mike?
Well, as you said, it's 10-year-old minimum. There are, I believe, some old whiskies going into this, not a hell of a lot. However, it is, as you say, it's quite spirity. You do get the youthfulness in there. And what jumps straight out for me is the malt tones and also the toffee as well.
Definitely, yeah. It's really it's intense toffee, and it's slightly. It's not like a burnt caramel, but it's almost as though it's caramel kind of on the turn. So it's when you're doing your creme brulee and you've got the blowtorch under the top, and it's just as it's starting to bubble, but it's not got that burnt effect on it. So, but yeah, it is really, really malty.
It's one of the mainstays I found in the nose of throughout the whole family of what they produce. It's just malt is so strong, and you don't get that on every single dram you have. Glenfarclas, it's a dependable note. It really is.
So, okay, I think it's ever so slightly off, and yet it's still really bloody good.
It's a rare dram that's been spoiled but can still pull it off in the quality, isn't it, really?
It is. There's a slight off balance. There's something slightly off kilter about it. There's a slight woodiness to it, but I'm still picking up lots of malt, really rich Christmas cake.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it's a real kind of like Christmas cake and malt and toffee, and even like Christmas cake with icing and marzipan around it. There's that marzipan-y element as well, and a lovely sweetness of sort of icing fondant. and like I say, on this, I'm getting a slight woody note, but it's not. It's there, but it's not off-putting. It's really there in the background. So I think I've been lucky, and it's glorious. It's
interesting because when there's a video very the next between the next few weeks anyway, that's coming up where the Viking and I tested some miniatures, and it said you've got to be careful because obviously the fill levels can be a bit, and also you'll find that sometimes they're in cardboard boxes that can actually taint the whiskey as well.
Yeah.
So when you present the cardboard boxes, then I was thinking, oh, I wonder if we get a bit of the cardboard in this, but it seems to be all right.
And it's always the problem with miniatures as well is, and I'm hoping that'll actually pick up on the camera, is that it's a metal cap and it's literally just a sliver of cardboard. There's no real seal in there by any stretch of the imagination. So it's not going to take a lot for a miniature. And it's always the problem with miniatures, is there's such an increased risk. But I think it's as near as damn it as it would be. If it was like a fresh miniature or out of the bottle that you've got. But even with, and it's not even I'm not even going to call it a taint on it. It's still really, really good. I think I'm getting 95% of the flavors that are in it, and it's magnificent. If you like sherried whiskies, if you like Christmas cake, it's an absolute corker. It really is.
With what you've just nosed and then you just tasted as well, you've absolutely pulled off exactly what Glenfarclas want to create. It is literally liquid Christmas cake in it. That's the whole idea. And there's not many distilleries can actually pull it off as well as I believe Glenfarclas can. I'm sounding like a brand ambassador here, sorry.
You're pushing for a job. So they do a no age statement called the 105. Which is it's not cask strength, is it? But am I thinking the reason it's 105 is it's 105 proof?
Yeah, it's 60% ABV, isn't it? It's effectively the cask strength version.
Pretty much, yeah. And that
at one point as well.
Yeah, that's consistently good. So having had obviously the 10, because obviously with me I'm doing, or I'm trying to do like the bog standard representation. How does this develop as you get older, or in the other versions?
I think once you hit 15, then the curve to just go like that. It was just absolutely insane. And then you get onto the 21, it's sort of a slump. Then I got to the 25 and it just went skyrocketing. Really did. And apparently the 30 is great and the 40 is absolutely kicking. So
right, I can imagine, but that's 700 quid a bottle?
The 40,
if not more?
No, I think it's about 400, 450.
Oh, that was the Whisky Exchange, so yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well, we'll save up for that, then, eh?
Sorry?
We'll save up for it, yeah?
Oh, yeah, well, half as if you like.
Yeah. Yeah, right. They were like, oh, I'm sure Dram A was donating a lot more to Children's Heart Surgery Fund. Well, got a bottle of 40. So yeah, I think it's an absolute cracker. If you like Christmas cake, if you like really rich sherry, you know, even if you're not a whiskey drinker, but for people that like sherry, it's got such a rich sherry element to it. It is a perfect post-Christmas dinner whiskey. It's absolutely bang on. Sorry, say that again?
It's an easy drinker.
It is. Considering how much depth of flavour it's got and how rich it is, it's still so soft and so it's almost decadent. But it's not. It doesn't smack you in the chops. It slips down. It's silky. It's fruity. It's dense of flavours, but it's not. It's not overly complex, and it's not like you've got to work with it. It just gives you. It's so welcoming, and it just gives you all these flavours to enjoy. Yeah, it's amazing stuff. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, Mike, thank you very much for that.
No problem. It's quite hard to do this because I'm usually on my own or with someone beside me, and I am doing this with you, but you're not here, and it's been very strange.
Mike, I'm with you, but I'm not with you. So, yeah, it seems to work. We are actually live, but I'm then going to kind of make it private and download it and then put the pictures and everything like that up. I don't actually know if anybody's, supposedly people could put comments and stuff, but we've got 6 people watching this apparently.
It's a good job I behaved myself there.
Yeah. So yeah, supposedly people could put comments on and stuff, but I can't actually see whether this is completely new to me and Mike, as you could probably tell. But I'm hoping it's going to be a way of me being able to get other people involved. Tomorrow, fingers crossed, will be Mark from Whiskey Whistle doing Glenmoray, and thanks to your friend, I actually have some Glenmoray Classic rather than a 20-year-old miniature that I think is going to be absolutely rotten. So cheers to Tony for that. And yeah, this could be a new dawn for a Dram A Day where I get lots of guests to do the work for me. Yeah, actually, next one we do together, you can do the history. Yeah.
Deal.
Yeah. All right. So we'll sign off, but we'll stay on, if that makes sense, just to kind of give ourselves a little bit of a backup afterwards. But everybody, thanks for joining us. Cheers to you, Sláinte, and I shall see you at the next one. Cheers.